Hello and welcome back to this time series forecasting with the regressors. So in this video we'll create a forecasting model. We'll start by preparing the data and then create forecasting model using profit function. We'll use this model to make predictions for next 10 days, and we'll also look at performance of this model with the help of a plot. We'll also plot the components of this forecasting model, and finally evaluate the model performance by looking at predicted and actual values. We are using this bike data. So let's store this date information in DS. Similarly, we can save in Y, C and T, which is number of bike rentals. And then we can create a data frame DF with these two variables DS and Y. So DF now has 731 observations and the two variables. So let's initiate a default forecasting model using profit and store it in M. We can also fit the profit model and store in M. Input is M and data is DF. Now we can use this model for making predictions. So let's create future using make future data frame, and let's make predictions for next 10 days. So note that future has 741 observations compared to 731 that we had originally. So if you click on future, you'll see that it starts with 1st January 2011 and then it ends on January 10th, 2013. So now let's do some prediction and store these predictions in forecast. We'll use model M and future as input. So you can see forecast has 19 columns. It includes various calculations for trend, additive terms and so on. So to plot forecast, we can use model M and provide forecast as input. So you can see these black dots are actual data points, and the blue line that we see is predicted values. Forecast for next 10 days are towards the end. We also see a confidence band around the blue lines. So it looks like it's a decent model because most of the data points fall within the band, and the model seems to capture the trend and seasonality nicely. We can also make this interactive using dyplot function. So we can see this more clearly now. It also allows us to focus on any specific range that we are interested in. And in the top right corner, we can also see for each date what is the actual value and what is the predicted value. So let's use profit underscore plot underscore components. We can see the components of this time series model. The top one is for trend, and we do see an increasing trend. And when we look at day of the week, there also we see some kind of pattern. So number of bike rentals on Thursdays and Fridays are relatively higher compared to days like Sunday or Monday. We also see seasonality during the year. We can see that the rentals are lower during winter months and higher during summer months. For model performance, we'll make a scatter plot of predicted values and actual values. So let's use PRED to store predicted values, which are available in forecast, $, and Y hat. And since forecast has 741 values, we don't need all 741. We'll use first 731. Similarly, we can store within actual bikes rented, and this is available in DF. So this is like DF second column. So we want all rows but second column. We'll plot actual on x-axis and PRED on y-axis. So this is a scatter plot that we get. We can draw a line of best fit using linear model, PRED versus actual, and we can use red color We can also use summary linear model, PRED versus actual. So it gives us output for this linear model. R square is about 0.7454. So we can say this is a decent model, but we also see there's a lot of scatter around this red line. If we are able to reduce this scatter, that can increase this multiple R square and improve the model. So we can improve the model if we can include more input information. In the next video, we'll see how to add regressors such as temperature and humidity, and also information about American holidays to improve our time series forecasting model.